Hey gamers, we're back with another episode of Let's Create a Competitive Card Game. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at some more concept art. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so last episode, we took a look at the concept art for the Warrior, Magician, and Cleric class cards. So we looked at the second concepts for each one. And the artist did go ahead and make some changes to the Cleric concept, and that is what we will be taking a look at today. So before we hop over to Photoshop, I do want to mention how I'm going to structure these card art episodes. So for each card, we will get concepts for those cards, and we will do an episode on every single one of those concepts. Now, when I receive a new concept, I will revisit the old concepts and reiterate some things that I liked about that concept, some things I did not like, and sort of how I envision the new concepts to look. And what we will also do in these episodes is we will put all of the concepts side by side so that we can see the progression from one concept to the next to the final version for class cards. And for other cards, we want to actually look at the final version. We'll look at the very last concept. That's as far as we will get with those. Now, also something I want to mention is how I'm going to go about splitting this series off. Now, what I'm going to do is this will remain part of the Let's Create a Competitive Card Game series. However, it will be under the card art, so a separate series under it, and the main episodes will remain as episodes. So with that said, the way I plan on uploading either the card art or the episodes is on Mondays, I'm going to go ahead and upload card art episodes. Granted, the artist does send over new concepts, as she did mention that she'd like to send concepts on Sundays so that she has the entire week to work on them. So Mondays will be for the card arts, and Thursdays will be for the main episodes of the Let's Create a Competitive Card Game series. So what I'll do now is we'll go ahead and hop over to Photoshop, and we'll look at the original concepts for the Cleric class card. So let's go ahead. Alright, here's the initial concept for the Cleric class. So if you recall, we did choose the third image, as I really did not like the first one, and the second one really did not convey Cleric to me. So I really wasn't too sure how I envisioned this image turning out, as again, I'm not a very artistic person. It's hard for me to see how an image will turn out. So we'll go ahead and go to the second concept for the Cleric class. Alright, so this was the second concept that the artist did, and one thing I mentioned was that I did like how it looked like the Cleric was reviving maybe some dead roses, and I did like the idea behind this image. Now, some things I did not like is I did not like this headpiece, and something I did mention is that the artist is from a different country, and to her, a cleric is maybe a holy person or a person of the church. And I am from the US and I play RPG, so to me, a cleric is someone that maybe carries a shield or a blunt weapon and heals people. So I did let the artist know that I did not like this headpiece, and I also let her know that I did not like the bottom half of this, as it does look like this cleric is maybe heading to a wedding or something. So I did ask her to change the armor and not bring it down like this, and also not make this so wide out like a dress. Now I also asked her to maybe add on some shoulder plates here. So she did go ahead and make some changes, and what we'll do now is we will hop over to the next concept. Alright, so this is the new concept for the Cleric class, And right away, I can say that I like this a lot more than the previous concept. Now, overall, it is very similar to the previous concept. She did slim down on that dress some, and it does look like, yeah, she removed the armor from going down this low now. Maybe she does need to bring it down a little bit more so you can see it. And she did add a big shield, which I do like that shield actually. Now there is no weapon in this picture, and yeah, that's fine. And you can see there are shoulder plates here, which I do like those as well. Now, I'm still not really liking this headpiece, but overall, I'd say it's a lot better than the previous concept. So one thing when I look at this that I think of is if anyone's played the original Assassin's Creed, it does look like the people who used to walk around in that game. So maybe, yeah, maybe some changes need to be done on this cloth here. I'm not sure how she's going to do that. But overall, I do like this concept a lot, and I'm going to tell the artist to go ahead and proceed with finishing it this way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show all of the concepts side by side. Alright, so these are the side-by-sides for all of the concepts so far. So here we have the initial concept that I chose, and as I mentioned, I did see some of the art that the artist had done before, and I did like her work. So even though I really didn't envision, say, this looking exactly like this, I did have a good feeling that I would like it, which I do. Now, something that I did mention last episode was that I'm not too sure how this painted art is going to look for a card game, but I am going to wait until she delivers the final art and at least try to see how it looks on a card. So yeah, if we go side by side, you can clearly see the progression from this to this. I mean, this is honestly just the exact same version of this. Now, I don't really like this version at all, so the second one, and I do honestly like the third one a lot. So that will be all for this episode of card art, and for the next episode of card art specifically, we will probably look at a finished magician and a finished warrior. And something that I do also want to mention is that the artist did mention that she's going to do the other concepts for the other class cards that I did mention to her initially. So I'm not sure if I mentioned it on this in this let's create yet, but I did give the artist multiple classes, and I chose 3 of them for her to do to have in the first set. So in total, there were about 10 different classes, and she mentioned that she will go ahead and draw 4 or 6 of those classes, and those other 3 would just be, I guess, free art. So yeah, this will be all for this episode. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and all of that other good stuff. Thanks.